What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with that instant analysis on analysisplayground.com and on YouTube. We're going to talk about the Boston Celtics defeating the Golden State Warriors in OT. This was a game that was very sloppy, a lot of bad execution, a lot of boneheaded plays that really could have cost either team down the stretch. The Celtics battled through adversity. They was trailing in the fourth quarter, and at the end of the third quarter, they even was trailing at the end of the half because Steph Curry hit an amazing half-court three-point shot that put them up by 1 point going into the third quarter. And the Warriors, they fought. They did everything they could have done besides take care of the basketball. Poole made some crazy decisions. Steph was off. He couldn't really hit a lot of shots, and he turned the ball over very frequently. He even was missing layups in the fourth quarter. It's just tough to watch the Warriors right now because they just look dysfunctional. It doesn't seem like everybody's on the same page. It seems like they can do it for a quarter or two. It's just tough for them to do it for a whole 4 quarters, a 48-minute game. And even in overtime, it seemed like they just couldn't get their offense going the way they needed it to go. And Clay fouls out that ruins some of their spacing, and it's something that they really need to do to operate their offense. And it's a good game for the Celtics to win. I felt like Tatum was a little timid. It seemed like he really was trying to own the moment. I feel like he wanted it a little bit too much, and it was costing him a lot. And he was even overthinking plays, doing things that was uncharacteristic of him, and that's why he ended up with 7 turnovers. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but I like the fact that he was aggressive looking for a shot. I didn't like his shot selection, like I never really do, but some of the threes were just out of whack and just should never been shot. And I did feel like it was a lot of time on the shot clock, and he can put the ball in Smart, Brown, and Brogdon hands, and that's what he ended up doing more of in the fourth and overtime, letting other playmakers and other scorers do their thing instead of just being relied upon to carry the weight. This is a team with a lot of balance and a lot of playmakers and a lot of ball handlers, so they don't need him to do that heavy load carrying like a Luka Doncic. And I feel like Brogdon, I always say, it's great that we picked him up because he gives us another guy that can hit a three. He gives us size. He gives us a playmaker, and he gives us another guy that can break down the defense and get to the basket. And that's important when you're closing games to have as much versatility on the court as possible. And that's something that the Celtics do have. The Warriors, they fall to 22 and 23. They're 5 and 18 away from Golden State. Boston improved to 34 and 12. They're 18 and 5 at home. Golden State outscored us 26 to 25 in the first quarter, 29 to 29 in the second quarter. That's how they had a 1 point lead. In the third quarter, it was 34-28 Golden State. In the fourth quarter, Celtics made a comeback, playing better defense, getting a lot of blocks, getting a lot of good rotation help defense, and good communication, and that allowed us to hold them to 17 points in the fourth quarter while we scored 24, and then we outscored them 15 to 12 in OT for 121 to 118. I think Tatum numbers look bigger than how he played. And just because he was everywhere on the court, 34 points plus 7 and plus minus, 2 personal fouls, 7 turnovers, 3 steals, 6 assists, 19 huge rebounds. 2 of them was offensive. He was 12 of 12 on the free throw line. That was where he was able to make his impact the most offensively, getting to the free throw line in a variety of different ways. 4 of 13 from the 3 point line, 9 of 27 from the field. Al Horford, 20 points, -2 and plus minus, 3 personal foul, 3 blocks, 10 rebounds. He had a crucial block in the fourth quarter that we needed just to have a comeback attempt, and we was able to succeed to force the game to go into overtime and win it. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from three. He also hit a big three in the corner that allowed us to get a cushion to eke out the W. 8 of 13 from the field. Robert Williams was huge on the boards. He had 7 offensive rebounds out of his 11, 14 points, -7 and plus minus, 1 personal foul, 2 turnovers, 2 assists, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 6 of 8 from the field. Marcus Smart, 18 points, -2 and plus minus. He did have 3 personal fouls and 4 turnovers, though he still did get 1 block, 3 steals, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Oh, 1 of them was offensive, 1 or 2 from the free throw line, 3 or 6 from three, 7 or 16 from the field. Jaylen Brown, 16 points, -6 and plus minus, 5 personal fouls. He almost fouled out. 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 3 assists. 9 rebounds. One of them was offensive. 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He was clutch in the overtime, getting a bunch of floaters to go. He stepped it up, even getting to the free throw line. Even though he didn't make nothing but 50% of them, it was still good to see him collapse the defense. 1 of 4 from 3. He hit a big one when we needed it too. He stepped up when it mattered most, when that was in winning time. And he was 6 of 18 from the field as a total. Grant Williams, 2 points, +7 and plus minus, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 2 offensive rebounds, 0 of 2 from the 3-point line, 1 of 4 from the field. Luke Big Net Cornett, 2 points, +3 and plus minus, 1 assist, 1 of 1 from the field. And Malcolm Brogdon didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but he did everything else well. 14 points, +11 and plus minus, 2 personal foul, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds out of them. 1 of 3 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from 3, 5 of 15 from the field. He was able to get to the basket, make some big clutch shots like a big 3 in the corner, and he was also able to break down the defense and get guys easy shots and got some crucial offensive rebounds and some good steals and blocks down the stretch. And Derek White only played 17 minutes, but he did have 1 point, +4 and plus minus, 3 personal fouls, 1 steal, 3 assists, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 0 of 6 from the field. Jackson Hauser, Calvin Galley, and Peyton Pritchard and Davidson did not play coach's decision, although they was healthy. We didn't shoot the ball well from the field, 39% and 31% from 3. And we also didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line, 73% from the free throw line, 22 of 30. 45 rebounds, 63 rebounds, 45 defensive rebounds, 63 rebounds total, 21 assists, 10 steals, 5 blocks, 17 turnovers, and 19 personal fouls. Now, the Warriors didn't shoot the ball any better. It was a close, contested game where everybody was working for every bucket that they had to get. And on top of that, the airspace to get shots from 3 was very contested and tight. So it was tough to get the shot selection that you needed to get high quality offense, even though it was some easy shots sprinkled in between the game because of the defense being collapsed. But, Draymond Green, he tried his hardest this game to defend. He just got taken advantage of because he was just too small. 11 points, -4 and plus minus, 4 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 9 assists, 13 rebounds. 2 of them was offensive. 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from 3, 3 of 5 from the field. Andrew Wiggins, we need to see more of his offensive eruptions because they need more scoring. It's a shame that they had to start Jordan Poole just to make the game more balanced. They need Wiggins to step it up just a little bit more. Not a criticism. They just need it just because he's just that good of a defender, and they just need another ball handler and another guy that can get them a bucket. I just feel like he just had bad shot selection tonight. 20 points, -7 and plus minus, 3 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 4 blocks, 1 steal, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. 2 of them was offensive, 5 of 8 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from 3, 6 of 18 from the field. He needs more mid-range touches, less 3-point touches unless they're spot up, and he needs to be able to get to the basket because he can get to the free throw line, and that can generate more open shots for Poole, more open shots for Steph, and more open shots for Clay. I think that that's something they should implement in a game plan, just more Wiggins and more opportunities for him. Steph Curry, 29 points, +9 and plus minus, 1 personal foul, 3 turnovers, 2 blocks, 4 steals, 7 assists, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 6 of 18 from the field, 9 of 25 from the field, and 6 of 18 from the 3-point line. He was just chucking. He was just going out there throwing up a bunch of tough shots, turning the ball over. It was careless turnovers that could have been avoided if he would have paid more attention or would have been a little bit more patient. And some of his 3-point shots was chucks. He didn't get good balance, didn't get good angles, didn't even get good rotation on a lot of those shots, and that's why he didn't shoot the ball well tonight. Klay Thompson, 24 points, +2 and plus minus. He got caught doing a lot of ticky-tack fouls just by trying to compete, and, he got fouled out because of it. 3 turnovers, 1 block, 2 steals, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 4 of 8 from 3, 8 of 16 from the field. And Jordan Poole, he really tried to be the difference maker in this game. He stepped it up in the first half. Same with Clay. I feel like Clay disappeared in the second half and then overtime because of foul trouble. But they needed more offense at some instances throughout the game, and it just wasn't there. And I feel like Poole was relied on to give it, but the bench didn't do it in return. So that was the Achilles heel why they suffered a lot when they got rid of their big three a little bit. And that's why you just need to see a little bit more offense from Andrew Wiggins. That's my whole point. 4 personal fouls, 2 turnovers for Poole, 3 steals, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 10 from three, 10 of 25 from the field. Kevon Looney, 2 points plus three and plus minus, 3 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 3 assists, 12 rebounds. So he had 12 rebounds coming off the bench, and he only played 20 minutes. So he was a big factor of what they was doing, even when he didn't start. He was 1-1 from the field. Anthony Lamb, 2 points, -7 and plus minus, 3 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 assist, 3 rebounds, 0-2 from the 3-point line, 1-4 from the field. And Dante DiVincenzo, they needed a big game from him off the bench. Although he did make a big three, he didn't really have a big impact on this game outside of that. 6 points, -4 and plus minus, 2 personal fouls, 3 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, 2 of 6 from the field. And he did play a lot of minutes, 28, and he didn't deliver for them tonight. Patrick Baldwin, Wiseman, and Moody did not play. It was a coach's decision. 40% from the field as a team. They did shoot 34% from three and 87% from the free throw line, but they only grabbed 47 rebounds. That was the difference. 28 assists, 10 steals, 7 blocks. They had 16 turnovers and 26 personal fouls, and they did score 118 points. This was a great game to watch because both teams was competing and trying hard to win this game. I feel like the Warriors sometimes have subpar effort every once in a while, depending on who they play against. Some games they get up for. And I feel like this was a game that they really wanted to win, and they really wanted to send the message that we can still win the title this year. And then they in that conversation when healthy. Now they're finally healthy, and they showing that they can compete with anybody, but that bench is still a concern. Jordan Poole is just too important to start. You need more out of Wiggins. Clay has played better. Steph is coming off an injury. He's starting to look a little bit better, but his shot selection and his decision making has been questioned by me, and I think it's right to do it. And Draymond looks a little old. He's not as fast, not as quick, and not as responsive as he used to be. And he's supposed to be that because he's older, but that's a problem too. If you start him at center, most centers in the West now are big, and they can cause problems on the offensive end and getting rebounds and getting putbacks because Draymond is not as big and as strong as these guys at 7 foot. And that's going to be a problem that they're going to have to address too in the buyout and trade deadline, how to get another piece that can score off the bench and how to get another big in the buyout season or in the trade deadline, I think is the thing they need to require if they want to be serious contenders again and trick us all into not believing they're not contenders. We all know what they can do. We all know how good they are. They just haven't performed at a consistent level throughout the entire season, and that's why they haven't got the credit that they want from us. They played poorly, they played terribly, and they getting old and unhealthy, and those are recipes to help you lose the game. And they ended up losing this game because of the decision making and the fact that they couldn't cover as much ground as they needed to win this game. The game gets younger and younger, and you have to be able to keep up. If you can't keep up, you need to adjust. They didn't make the proper adjustments to the roster to be able to compete for this season, and you're seeing the losses pile up. Now they're below 500, and that's something if you would have told me coming into the season would be reality, I would have called you crazy. And you got to look at the development of James Wiseman. They need a 7 foot body that can rebound and protect the rim. That's what they were supposed to get out of him. He hasn't been able to stay in a rotation. He hasn't been able to be a difference maker. He's been irrelevant since they drafted him, either because of injury or he just can't play because he's not good enough. That's a bust. I mean, if you can't produce at all on the court and you that high in the draft and you supposed to be a sure thing body wise, and all they do is have to get a teaching from one of the greatest defensive players ever, that's a low bar to pass, and he hasn't even passed that. I'm not even trying to be hard on the kid. He just has been one of the biggest disappointments in NBA history just because it was a number 2 pick, and that's high expectations, and you have to be able to live up to some of it, and not even being able to be a starter 3 seasons later. It just too low of a bar that he couldn't even pass yet. And it's just a shame because they needed a James Wiseman to combat Robert Williams and Al Horford or Luke Cornett, and that would have gave them an advantage, but he can't even produce 25 minutes. And that's not even backup minutes. You want 30 minutes, and he can't even give you that at all 3 seasons later. That's just a shame. Other than that, continue to like, continue to subscribe. Check out my podcast in the description. Check out my Facebook page in the description. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that's been liking the videos, liking the Facebook page, and clicking them ads. I love all that. Thanks for the support. You supported me to the best of your ability. Thanks for the subscribers. I've been flying up. We almost at 9K. That should be our goal. Ending January, going into February, we should be at 9K by February 1st. So let's try to get there early like we've been doing. The deadline has been met. That just show you how great the content has been and how much y'all been loving it. First impression is the best impression. The first time y'all see my videos, y'all been loving it because y'all been liking and subscribing. So I love the fact that that's been happening. Other than that, see y'all when I get to 9K. See y'all later today with the Phoenix Brooklyn game. And have a good day, and see y'all on Friday if I miss it.